long as it will be as time goes on. So he's limited, and so his ability to influence and exert his powers on Miles in this universe are very, very limited. I mean, he can't get Miles home. Right? He can't like take Miles and his sister, teleport back and say he can call it a day. So truth to tell, I mean, from this and Cody's it's just a way to keep the story going. But one of the things that Nazi does tell him is that there are going to be future trials and tribulations that are all going to come out of this moment now. So it's essentially Marvel saying this story will be important for the future of Miles in the main Marvel universe when he inevitably makes it back. So it's a cool little tidbit there. But once Miles, especially with a Nazi, is essentially done, then they might ask, you know, talking to you is like, oh, it's nobody, you know, it's just the wind and that kind of thing, and that's basically it. But this ultimately leads to Miles and May confronting Ileana Rasputin. And Ileana, as she exists in the Ultimate Universe, is far more extreme and intense than the way that she exists in the main Marvel universe. A lot of that is just kind of a byproduct of these two different realities and how they function. That truth to tell, despite Ileana having a pretty sketchy upbringing, spending time in limbo in the main Marvel universe and things like that, the reality is that she had a pretty, I guess, a relatively easygoing life in comparison to her younger life, from being a party X-Men, facing off against the rest here and there, and things like that. But in this reality, the Makers screwed everything up. So it's very much a broken universe. It's a place of testing, a place of trials. If you do not stay on your guard, someone will kill you. And so that's why you're going to find out that when basically Captain Britain in the Ultimate Universe had launched a campaign to steal Billy away from Ileana Rasputin, where she basically destroys his forces, Miles and May show up and confront Ileana. And that's why Miles makes the statement and saying that she's far more aggressive in this universe than the one that he comes from. And again, because of the velocity of the battle, there's not a whole lot of time for like Miles to say something to May, and then for May to pull up the phone and listen to the translation and see what it says. And so in the heat of battle, they can't just communicate that. So we're just kind of come down to Miles using hand gestures, right? Demonstrating the fact that he wants to team up, and then May picking up what he's putting down, and the two of them working together to at least momentarily overcome Ileana. And so while that whole conflict is taking place, Emmanuel DaCosta is using a moment to kidnap Jill. Specifically, he shows up here with Longshot and with Blink, right? Blink being a teleporter, Longshot having the power to bend luck to his side. Probably the two best things to have under almost any circumstance. I will say it does kind of suck to see them just here in a side story and just kind of be used in this way and we just never see them again. But it does allow Emmanuel to grab Billy and then teleport out. Of course, the goal basically being to grab Billy and bring her directly to the city, right? The giant prison that the Maker is currently locked in with the intention of freeing the Maker and then basically showing that he was the one that opened the city in the first place, essentially ingratiating himself to the Maker in the hopes that he can gain the Maker's favor. And that's kind of what everybody's doing here. But here's where Emmanuel becomes one of the coolest individuals in the story. And here's how it all ties into Doctor Doom. Because when Emmanuel shows up in the city, because of the fact that Magic wants Billy for herself, so she can ingratiate herself to the Maker and gain the Maker's favor, her and Miles and May basically team up, right? The enemy of my enemy is my friend. And so what ends up happening is when they confront Emmanuel, you're finding out that Emmanuel actually has all these blood patches that he has put up to himself. And what it does is it allows him to essentially use a variety of different powers, which includes Cyclops' optic beams. Now here's an important distinction to understand. Yes, we saw Cyclops in Ultimate Reflect, and when your initial inclination made you ask the question, how can this be? How can he be in two places at once? All Emmanuel needs is blood. He doesn't need like the actual person. It helps when he has the person because he can draw on their blood for a prolonged period of time. But with what he expects to be a short form battle like this, he doesn't need the whole person. And so it's cool to see him firing off optic blasts by just taking on all these various new powers, abilities, and so forth. And it's kind of nuts because he basically starts overcoming pretty much everybody who's here, which includes Ileana. And in fact, he tricks her mind into believing that she's experiencing her own personal hell. So there's certainly decent Wingard powers here, like Master or Quentin. I'm more inclined to believe this Quentin or Psylocke, given the fact that you've got that in display with his power being used. But historically, whenever Psylocke used her abilities, it came in the form of a butterfly on her face. So there's no real reason to believe that it is actually Psylocke. But the point here is that he's just dominating everybody. And so what he ends up doing is he seizes control of Miles Morales. And this is what the story changes. And that's why this story is so important, not just for Doctor Doom, but even for Miles. Because when Emmanuel takes control of Miles, he says, now, let us see what's seen as a superhero after basically people began to accept the fact that he was Spider-Man when he joined the Ultimates team, right? The fear, the death of his mom at the hands of them, the offer that was made in Secret Wars 2015 when he met the Molecule Man. All these memories that he had long since forgotten are now back. So Miles remembers the full totality of his history. And that's how it ties into Doom. Because the Ultimates show up here while She-Hulk is basically dealing with many. And there's a conversation that goes on between Miles and the rest of the team that Iron Man, Tony Stark, was running up to this catalyst thing. It just says a catalyst, right? The superheroic catalyst. We've been raiding the Maker's facilities for months and taking them. This was actually the first place that we hit, but we weren't able to get them all. And he says there should be dozens here, but there's only a few. The cost of us basically clear them all out. That what Emmanuel was doing was basically building his own version of origin boxes, right? Using the blood of people that existed out there. And so at that point, they're certainly trying to figure out what to do with it. Because Captain America's response is like, let's grab them and go. But Tony says, that still leaves too much to chance here. If the council creates an army with these, it would be over for the Ultimates. We need a more certain solution to basically take these destabilized ones, seemingly the ones that belong to the most powerful beings in existence, and send them to some place that no one can get to. And that's where Miles tries in. He says, I can take them and then place them in my universe. I can give them to the Avengers. My Ultimates, they deal with this kind of stuff all the time. They'll make it so that the Maker will never be able to get them. And so that point, Ultimates are like, here's what I got, actually. Let's push these things away. Which is exactly what Miles intends to do. And so for the most part, Emmanuel is dealt with pretty quickly. Right? He's here pretty fast. Magic teleports out because she's like, I don't have anything to do with anything that's going on here. And so that's when you have Miles conversing with Doctor Doom. Because what Doctor Doom does is he first engineers the car that was left behind by the Maker, the artifact that was accidentally activated by Billy, that brought her to this universe in the first place, and where Miles ultimately followed her. And the conversation between them is awesome. Because I mean, this can't between all right? But the fact that like Marvel as a company was not like advertising this book as being probably the most important book in the entirety of Marvel publishing right now. If you are interested in the Ultimate Universe, Ultimate Doctor Doom, that's kind of shocking here, right? But also the story just kind of ends, like with Miles being teleported back to the main universe, his sister's safe, everything's seeming fine, and it just kind of tells him, right? Like, I have something to tell you, right? Something that I have to fill you in on. But the box, the origin device that he brought from the Ultimate Universe, it's still here. And so we're kind of left in this cliffhanger of what are the world's going to come. I have no idea. Well, that being said, guys, we're going to bring this to an end. As much as I love Cody Ziegler and his camp, the story kind of got rushed to be honest with you guys. Not a terrible story, but it's certainly not their best story. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all later. Peace. This comic is the best the Punisher has been in years. It's phenomenal. So this is the current Punisher series from Benjamin Percy, and this is the red band edition. This is issue number 1. So what this does is this opens up and says, he sees red. Red, the color of pain, is all mission with an international charity to traffic men, women, and children into this fair city, my city. So you see, Father, I'm not here to atone for my sins. You are. And it turns out it's the king again. It's Wilson Fisk, right? And he says, I've already delivered a portfolio of evidence to both the diocese and the NYPD. You'll be arrested first thing tomorrow. So now you understand the God. Think of it as a kind of rosary, something to pray over, hoping for absolution. And please, unalives himself. It's nuts. Now, why is this reminiscent? Remember that. For Punisher Max, it was a phenomenal art. For those guys who never read it, you're going to love this. The idea behind slavers is that it was essentially a hardcore, old school Eastern European guy who was quite literally running slave trade out of New York City. He was basically answering to like these more powerful people that were operating within Eastern Europe. And French says tweezers, lighter, needle, and accept those bribes from the Russian state. New York City is one of the largest economies in the world, and you've been busy sucking at its teeth, having, sucking and biting, never thinking that there would be blood. But New York will not be stained and compromised any longer. I, Wilson Fisk, became him and seen to it.
Yeah.
He killed this chap, right? And then at that point, he continues on this monologue, and he says, I'm inspired, you see, divinely inspired. And from the loftiest penthouse to the lowest subway platform, I'm going to fill out the city away and never quit as men. I have my sweet tongue to do something like that. So there's 3 issues. One, the one that we're covering here is called We Are the Wounded. So what this does is this opens up with Batman's monologue. And what he says is, at Central Station, 3 are apprehended on the tracks playing chicken with the oncoming A train. The eldest of them is 12 years old, and tomorrow night, they'll do it again. 2 dozen Gotham children have died playing this game in the decades since the Metro was built. He says the streets of the Bowery, 6 dogs have been re-released. They were retrieved from the pounds by locals who claim them as their pets. They are vicious wild dogs who roam like wolves, killing cats and terrorizing pitchers. But the Bowery has always had wild dogs, and the people of the city fear seeing it changing around them. And so he says, a building burns in Cherry Hill. At least this one was already abandoned. An insurance fraud, or just more kids. 3 years of stalking her streets at night have taught me that there are heinous things in Gotham that I can do nothing about. I cannot save people from themselves. Instead, I grit my teeth against the pitch black tunnel of the chaos and wait for a light to cut through the dark. And so at that point, Batman responds to a case in Gotham, and he spell out like a mathematical proof or something like that. And so we're going to ask the most logical question: who's on the list for tomorrow night? And so Bruce picks back up this monologue. He says the signal has been lit since Sunday. No doubt Gordon wants to know exactly what I thought I was doing at the law office last night, but I cannot leave my post. He says Michael Gallup was a petty thief, or he was until a year ago, when he made the mistake of robbing the home of a made man affiliated with the Falcons. No police report was filed, of course. The crime families conduct their own investigations. A week later, Gallup's wife was found floating in Gotham Bay. He got the message and has been working as a janitor ever since. He refused to get involved in the class action case built against the Falcons. I plugged his apartment while he was at work. Inside felt like a shrine to the dead woman. He's been sobbing since he returned home an hour ago. But now there's footsteps. And so it's essentially this twisted, sadistic sounding voice that just says, Mr. Gallup, it is so lonely. He has no way to overcome his killer. But now the best flags, of course, kind of pissed off at Gallup. But Gallup asks him, like, what in the hell did that thing want? And Batman just tells him to torture you to death. That's really all he wanted. And so at that point, you pick that up in one hand, and he starts going through and analyzing these old books that belong to his dad. Because after asking, like, what are you looking for? And Bruce just says, it's somewhere in one of these, my father's old medical books. He says, if I remember right, it first appeared in medieval manuscripts going back to the 14th century. It was intended as a map of pain, a portrait. But he didn't really know this guy's story. He didn't understand why the moon man had inflicted so much self-harm. And he's like, what? Is it because you're good? I mean, reality here is that you're kind of ruffling a lot of feathers. And you're drawing a lot of attention to something that you would otherwise just not have any attention drawn to. Now, the cool thing here is that you don't really have to torture. You don't have to shoot you. With all these nails and spikes, all you have to do is pull one out. And you just bleed to that. And that's the end of that. No one's going to ask you questions. It's all going to the rug. And that'll lead to that, which is exactly what they did. But he pulls one of the pieces of rebar out of this guy. And at that point, the moon man just says, what's the first line on it? You are the root cause. The root cause of the malady. And just breaks himself free. Because Silas didn't really know what he was doing. And he enhanced strength that Hardell had. And so when it comes to Silas to fire this guy, he goes out into a corner, kills the lights, and then just says, I'm afraid that this is going to hurt. And so at that point, Batman takes off on where Hardell had been taken by Silas and his guys. And Batman shows up only to find that Hardell, the moon man, just kind of laying there, bleeding out of Batman's head, like he's lost a lot of blood. And Hardell just says, the root cause, I almost cured. And then Silas just kind of shows up out of nowhere. And it's just like, you're but thank God you're here. Keep working with you. Try to time me up. And so, lucky my security, rest their souls, were able to rescue me and Tom. And in our struggle, one of those spikes in him came loose. I locked myself upstairs until I heard your voice, and I just waited for that. And Batman just says, that's not what happened at all. And Silas is like, sure it is. And everybody will believe it. That's 5 people that he's killed. Who do you think is going to believe him? And Batman just stands up and realizes the truth of this. But Batman stands up and just says, did you know about his wife? And Silas is like, who was his wife? And Batman says, her name was Amber. Hardell was working late, reaching out to whoever he could, trying to get the word out about Greenfields. She fell asleep in front of the TV. They didn't feel it cold anymore, but she had a fireplace blazing. I got this.
The year of our Lord, 1995, which gave us such milestone events as Pierce Brosnan's turn as 007, Dave's Conquest, Monkey About on the SNES, and the release of the greatest video guide of all time, BioWare was founded. And in Alberta, Canada, by like 10 or 12 doctors who quickly made a name for themselves with 2 releases on the PC, the Mexican Shattered Steel, and incredibly influential RPG, Baldur's Gate. Thus followed with a string of even more hits, which BioWare produced under different publishing partners, including such standouts as MDK2, Neverwinter Nights, Star Wars KOTOR, and Jade Empire. It was around this time that the bells of looming fate began ringing. Triverse came calling, since they seemed to have a bit of fetish for buying top heavy developers that cut their teeth on the PC market. BioWare fans, of course, were overjoyed. Very quickly, things started to happen a little too quickly. The purchase of BioWare was made public in 2007, and over the subsequent 2 years, a lot of
We needed that network, just like, now we need an absolute miracle across ball for me. I've almost said pickleball, frisbee, and baseball. Here we go.
Okay, I don't get this, that next one. I'm like the worst ever.
Frisbee time, Steve Run Green, that's the most important thing.
because the heat is happening.
Okay, so good. So good.
Here you go, good putt. Here's my put in. Let's make the soccer. It is epic. Pink and follow suit, also going soccer, is Bethany Tony. Here we go. You ever take soccer ball?
No.
Stand right here. Stand right on the gear, and just throw the feet right on the ball. Just go right on the ball. Look, 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 look.
search, the painting was found in Italy and restored to its place at the museum. Since then, security was rebuilt, and the Louvre has proven to have earned the status of an impregnable citadel. The masterpieces of art and national symbols of Paris were safely kept behind layers of cameras along the walls, locked doors, and guardrails planned for the museum. The museum ran like a clock with patrol members, like 24/7 operations. Despite all of this, the unthinkable happened when everyone least expected. The heist took place in the gallery yesterday. A hall of houses was left with the French jewels, necklaces, and ceremonial pieces tied to the gallery. The gallery was not alone. It is located in the inner circle of the museum, only 350 meters away from the pieces. In this zone, everything is the same. Crowds of tourists, big glass views, vibrations of the pieces, motion alarms of employees and guards who study every room. The one place you swear no one would dare to rob. And that's exactly why the hit felt more like a heist movie than a real incident. But here's the twist. This was not a sophisticated high-tech job with lasers and explosives. It was brilliantly simple. A lift, a window, a saw, and 7 blue
Now, the next panel we see is because he's being chased. When you attack him, the angrier he gets. The angrier he gets, the more powerful he becomes. But as we see the Hulk smash through a window and crash down onto the landing pad behind him, narration continues to tell us Goliath would fall to their stone in a sling. A vibranium Hulkbuster can drain the gamma energy from him. And with that, we see that Kraven has made his way to this massive vibranium Hulkbuster cannon, and he fires on the Hulk. The Hulk then lurches back and boards, but he immediately begins to transform back into Bruce Banner. With Kraven now slowly approaching the weakened Bruce, he tells him, "You remind me of the slow Loris, Bruce Banner. It's a primate that looks gentle, but hidden inside it is a toxic venom." We then see him raise a vibranium energy-powered axe, and the Alja aren't only targeting heroes and villains. Humanity itself is in the crosshairs. Let me tell you, at this point, I'm getting all kinds of Independence Day vibes, which is just so good. Especially as we turn the page to see Iron Man and Spider-Man staring at Avengers Tower in shock. As narration continues to tell us, this has all happened quickly, like a guillotine blade dropping. Most don't yet realize anything is wrong, and some are only beginning to sense it. But the time of surprise is about to end, because the Yautja have made one heck of an opening statement. And as Spider-Man says this can't be true, on the next panel we see they are staring at an Avengers Tower that is exploding in flames. As we learn, the statement the Yautja was sending here is, even the most powerful among you cannot stop us. And to drive that point home and to carry on the Independence Day vibes. What's up, everybody? We've been covering Chip Zdarsky's Captain America reboot from issue 1, and it has been freaking amazing so far. You can check out our last episode on issue 3 right here. I left off with Steve Rogers facing the manipulations of Dr. Doom, which led to some harsh realities about the world's return to Dr. Doom. We also learned that the new Captain America, Dave Colton, has some serious demons stemming from his time on the battlefield. And the contrast between him and Steve has made for really smart storytelling. Issue 4 just keeps that going. The New York Comic Con also just wrapped up this past weekend, and during the con, we partnered with Whatnot to give away one of their highly sought after Marvel Year in 25 comic trading packs, which of course comes with 3 comic pools in the pack. Well, the Whatnot username for the winner of that pack is Zach A. Shaw 1939. We sent a message to you on Whatnot, so we can get that to you in the mail right away, and I hope you feel read for it. But there was just an insane amount of exclusive that dropped at the con in general. And while most of the best and most sought after exclusives sold out, I was able to snatch up several of the rarest books from the con, most of which are signed by at least one of the creators, to bring to you guys in one big post-con drop on the Variant Whatnot shop. So be watching the main channel here and on our socials for that information, because you do not want to miss this one, I promise you. Also, make sure in the meantime to be following Variant Comics on Whatnot. If you don't have a Whatnot account, use our invite link in the description below to set one up, which will also give you a 50 democracy, a country where fools and philosophers have equal say, so nothing ever changes. This causes variance to scream, people should have control over their destinies, Doom, their lives. So Doom just calmly and defiantly responds, the illusion of control. It's incredibly sad. Everything you could ever need is provided to you by Doom. Is it simply a blow to your masculinity? Is that why you parade around with your guns and your rebellious bravado? You endanger our people, and there is no greater crime than that very Marius wolf. And as we see one of Doom's soldiers place his gun against Marius' head, Doom says, I sentence you to death. But just before the soldier executes Marius, he gets knocked back by Captain America's shield, while we simultaneously start to get narration from Steve Rogers that says, I wonder why I haven't. The icy sleep through decades and decades, but here I am, here I stand, in front of another power-mad desert with people in danger. We then cut to a full page of Captain America standing amongst the crowd while holding a shield in the air and saying, nobody else dies today, not while I stand and breathe. Steve Rogers immediately goes on the attack against Doom, but he also gets a radio transmission right then from Colton that says, Rogers, we're under fire, followed by panels that show the Howling Commandos pinned down in another part of that barrier. Because remember, Captain America is supposed to be keeping Doom occupied, while Colton and his team find the surviving hostages and get them out of the country. Anyway, Colton continues to tell Steve, soldiers knew we'd be here, and now we're outnumbered. Remaining hostages are being held in an asylum in the northeast. Shield then asks Colton, 3 of them? Can't you just throw that shield and do one of those cool ricochet shots on all at once? Colton replies, that's the other guy's shield. I throw this, and they suddenly got a shield. Shield then responds, well, crap, hopefully our girl Slate gets in position soon to clear the decks. And that she does, because on the next page we see her take out all 3 of the Latvian soldiers from the rooftop. He then tells them, boys, finish up down there and I'll meet you in the building. Followed by Shield and Captain America immediately taking off and entering the asylum. With Shield saying, Cap, now let's save these idiots and go home. And needless to say, they have to hurry, because we are simultaneously seeing Captain America get pummeled by Dr. Doom through his Doom box. We then see Colton and Shield making their way through the asylum. Shield has one of the Latvian soldiers with a knife to his throat, so the soldier tells them that the 2 surviving hostages are in a room in the hall, and that there are no guards. So Colton busts through the door and does in fact find the husband and daughter of Ambassador Hartman alive. The father panics and tells him to stay away, but Colton says, it's okay, we're American. What's your name? The girl's father introduces himself as Terry and introduces his daughter as Ainsley, which Cap responds, we'll get you out of here in no time, okay? First we need to, but before Colton gets a chance to finish that sentence, things take a shocking turn as Shield stabs the ambassador's husband through the back. The daughter of course screams in terror, and Colton just screams at Shield, but Shield just responds, sorry Cap, while Slate simultaneously walks in saying, orders are orders. Cap says, what orders for those, Slate? Ordering civilians? And this is where Slate drops the bomb, when she tells him, we weren't here to rescue the embassy workers. We are here to make sure they never talk. We don't want to say back Doom's overthrow of King Vladimir. We helped him out, and he stabbed us in the back. The embassy here arranged it all, knew everything. Don't worry about it, and we're proving right. After everything that's happened, it's easier to solve. 0 evidence. Sorry Colton, the job's the job. Slate then turns to take out the little girl as well, and she pleads for her life. But Captain America is not having it, and slams Slate into the wall with a shield. Shield tries to retaliate, but Colton just crushes him as well while screaming monster, followed by Slate taking off after the girl while saying monsters who get the job done. And on the next page we return back to the battle between Captain America, Dr. Doom, and his Doom box. And Doom is telling him, I truly don't wish to murder you, Rogers. To see you awaken after decades, only to immediately end your life feels rather pointless. But Captain America, who's making his way back to his feet after Doom's last blow, says, you won't kill me. It'll be you and your robot butlers. You say you looked up to me as a symbol, but what kind of symbol lets me onto a couple of innocent Liberian citizens? Cap manages to shield one, but the other gets crushed. Captain runs over and picks up the body of the dead citizen with sadness on his face, but Doom just tells him, please Captain, the theatrics are a bit much considering he's not even American, which is exactly the kind of motivation that Captain America usually needs to go to the next level. And on the next page we see the same is true for Dave Colton as he's watching Slate continue to try to take out this little girl. So essentially we're seeing where Slate and Dr. Doom give both Captain Americas the exact same hero's motivation at the same time. Steve starts to reply to Doom, these are your people. But Doom picks him up by the neck and says, do not lecture me on my responsibilities, Captain. I care for a country, and its individuals understand sacrifice for a country, much like yours once did. We then see the turn for both Colton and Steve Rogers' Captain America, as Doom says to Cap, you Americans have lost your way. Perhaps Doom should liberate it next. But before Doom has a chance to say another word, Cap pulls out the device he got from Reed Richards and slams it onto the side of Doom's mask, while we also simultaneously see Colton unleash Captain America's shield, throwing it for the very first time. We then see Doom freaking out as this device has seemingly depowered his armor, and Cap says, I only have seconds thanks to these devices, and he starts to absolutely unleash on Dr. Doom. So finally he rips his mask off of his face, which of course for Doom is a big deal. Narration from Captain says, when despots rise, they can feel otherworldly to the people they control. So the people need reminding that they have the power, that the despot is as human as they are. We then see Doom attempt to hide his face with his hands as his citizens go brave bricks and stones at it. But Captain America just comes in with a strong right cross while saying, Reed Richards says hello, pummeling Doom to the ground. The Doom bots then rush to Doom's side, and as we see the Doom bots carrying Dr. Doom away, Steve radios into Colton saying, Doom's down, you have the hostages. We need to get to the extraction site. But Colton just comes in over comms saying, we're the bad guys. At this point, Steve realizes something is very wrong. He says, what? But as we cut to the next panel, Colton interrupts him saying, I'm tired of being the bad guy. So tired. Why do we do this, Cap? We can't leave. We need to fix it. As we see Colton in a blind rage with blood all over him, having murdered slaves. Steve radios back saying, Colton, you have the hostages or not? But Colton ignores him and replies, I can't go. I've got to stay. Don't you get it? It's the only way. I've got to stay and kill them all. As we get a close-up of Colton's rage-filled, bloodshot eyes to end the issue. Man, this is Darkseid's champions. So things are really starting to ramp up. Let's start talking about it. Let's jump into the issue and see where it takes us. All right, so the book, which is part 5 of the Abomination arc, opens with yet another flashback of Bruce Wayne and Selina Kyle. This time we find them embracing on an L train while returning home after making a pretty bold offer to Carmine Falcone on his golf course. Selina tells Bruce, I didn't know you had that in you, man. Bruce then repeats something she said to him in issue 12 as he says, if the rules aren't fair, right, Kyle? Selina realizes that Bruce isn't sure about what they just did, so she grabs his face and says, look, this is how Wayne wins, how we all win. From here we return to the present and a scene in the Batcave where things left off at the end of issue 12. With Selina now fully dressed as absolute Catwoman, having just broken into the Batcave and choked out Alfred. A seemingly angry Bruce then asks Selina, why are you here? To which she responds, look at us, our ears match. I'm here because your mother called. But Bruce isn't buying and he responds, I'll ask one more time. But Selina doubles down and says, she did actually. But come on, Bruce, you've been missing for months. I was worried, right? I came to help. But Bruce snaps back, I don't need your help. She then picks up a part of the tail/rope that she used to choke out Alfred and says, clearly, I mean, you've got such a superstar team already. Now at this point, Alfred starts to come through and said, I read about you, the Catwoman. But you pulled in Penang, no loyalty. But Catwoman's not having it. She starts choking him out yet again with this tail/rope of hers. And while it's not exactly clear how this rope tail of hers works, it is clear that her suit and the technology she's using is the same that we saw for Black Mask early in the series. Anyway, while choking Alfred out, she says, all right, look, if I'm not wanted, what's it gonna be? She then lets go of Alfred again and he says, don't trust her, kid. To which Bruce responds, enough, Pennyworth. I don't need the advice. She's leaving right now. However, this immediately cuts to a very romantic scene between Bruce and Selina. Needless to say, she did not leave. But this very much keeps Bruce and Selina's relationship very similar to what we're used to in main DC continuity with their on-again, off-again romance. Anyway, as the sun starts to come up and they're both laying there, Selina gets her first look at what Arkham did to Bruce, including a nice little Arkham branding that's similar to Bane's mask at the base of his neck. Selina then works up the courage and says, Bruce, what did they do to you? To which Bruce responds, is that really what you want to talk about, see? She replies, no, but Bruce, followed by Batman saying, we're not leaving until we speak with your leader. The Resident say, have it your way, and they start to attack both Batman and Catwoman, with Catwoman flying through the air saying, I like this thing. She then pulls the automatic weapon she's been carrying around on her back and loads her tail into it like a magazine, followed by unloading on the entire Red Hood gang, seemingly taking them all out, which of course freaks Batman out. He says, what are you doing? You're just kids. Followed by a couple of panels where Selina says, you know I hate kids, take it easy, it's just a cat nap. As we see that she's hit all of the Red Hood members with tranquilizer darts, knocking them unconscious, all except one that who was about to fire on them with an RPG from the top of the Ferris wheel. Batman catches it just in time and throws Selina to the side while screaming, look out. He then goes full rage mode and hulks out, slamming his body into the base of the Ferris wheel, obliterating, which of course knocks the Ferris wheel and the shooter into the water. Selina then runs up to Bruce who has the Arkham venom running through his veins and asks, what the heck was that? But Bruce was clearly one step closer to the venom taking over, screams, get away from me now. At this point, the rest of the Red Hood gang appears out of nowhere saying, look at it, he's one of them. Then another says, boss was in the room. He says, doctor, you're gonna want to see this. As we see Batman on his computer screen. We are then taken to a montage of screens all across Gotham as Batman has